Out of 100?
Nah. Hell no. I think it'd be more not inside than it is inside.
Because it's a big risk to walk up on a Brinks truck, though.
Yeah, I'd be more so scared of getting killed.
Yeah,
You gotta be on point.
One time, me and Saeed was going away to Virginia, right? We was in like, what's the joint? The Royal Farms. So we're in the Royal Farms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we in there, and got the security guards kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they was making a drop, and all the money somehow fell out of the bag, or like I don't know if it fell out of the machine or the bag, one or the other. Mind you, the guards, there's all this money on the floor. So Saeed goes over to them like, yo, y'all need some help. The bull said, man, you don't back up, man. Get about it. This would
Yeah, they ready to kill him.
Yeah, he's like, man, he told Saeed walked to him like, yo, you need some help to help pick the money. Because, I mean, it was money everywhere. You know what I mean? So Saeed asked him, like, I looked at Saeed like, you crazy.
I wouldn't even have walked up and said that because I already to see Saeed went into that naive. Saeed been watching too many movies and been sitting in the stand a little bit too long. Shout out to Saeed too. But Saeed went in there with a naive. It was an innocent act from him. But me being the ex-convict that I am, and me knowing a lot more about how these cops made, because they're a branch of cops, Brinks truck officers.
Mm-hmm.
Money, you coming over there talking about you need some help. I would have never did that.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd have looked at him like, what, I'd have been like, you playing around. You got to be playing.
Yeah, I was surprised that when he did that.
Yeah, I'd have never did that.
The bull was like, what?
Yeah, he started throwing it at him. Playing around.
So I walked over to him, yo, I'm dead serious. I said, yo, y'all need help? It was money everywhere. It was two guards standing in front of the money. There was another boy, two other boys was picking it up. So Saeed, y'all need help? Boy was like, what, man? You better back up.
Yeah, I know that's right. Yeah. So I'm crazy for even going over there and asking some people that, man. I know damn well you did that. Little Tawfiq, you did that.
Listen, yo, I couldn't believe it that he walked up to him and said that. But I said, that's Saeed, man. Like, yo, he crazy. He's like, y'all need some help? He was like, boy, was like, man, back up. You know what I mean? So, you know. But yeah. Now, we got situations, you know, we had a brief conversation today with some good men before we got here to the studio.
Yeah, right.
And they were speaking about a lot of things about division, how people come in to divide people based off of, you know, sometimes beliefs or whatever case may be, try to control people with the beliefs and the money and so forth and so on.
That goes on at an alarming rate, and that's going to continue to go on until you get in the ground. Yeah. That's never going to stop.
Mm-hmm. Now,
you just got to know how to identify it and see it and act accordingly after you have identified it and seen it.
That's what I was going to say. So how can you, because being in the prison system, you mentioned that's how it is a lot of times in jail. People using that to control people more so, not
heavily
as they're trying to use it as a means to get closer to God, but they're trying to use it as a means to control individuals.
Exactly.
And how do you determine if somebody's genuine, especially in prison? How do you determine if somebody's genuine in their advice and, you know, and what they're trying to, you know, get you to, you know, to be a part of?
Only one thing. You can't never lie with your adab. And adab is an Arabic word for morals, manners. Mm-hmm. Manners. With your adab, which is manners,
your character,
your character, you'll start to see little things, like little crazy, you'll see. And I'm not a fool, but by being in prison for a very long time, you see all the little fuck shit, the little cut corners, especially when you're dealing in like religions or gangs. You'll see it. You'll be like, oh, they treat them dudes like that over there. But when we come over here you'll see it. It can't be hidden. You can't hide that. There's no way to hide it. A man is going to identify it, whether you do or I do it. And then if I identify it first, I'll bring it to you and you'll be like, yep. Or vice versa. You can't hide it. But so the first way to peep it is through a person to dab, which is manners.
James the Flame, what's up, man? You know, yeah, I can dig it, man, because a lot of times, you know, it's just crazy how people try to use manipulation to control people, individuals, and sometimes they dangle what people want down duty in front of them, like
yeah, exactly,
like a carrot.
That's the man. That's why they got that slogan, that carrot. That's going to go on to you, but you got to be able to peep it. See, one thing about me, I'm a peep it, and I'm gonna speak against it, but I'm gonna get backlash for it but it's gonna be the people that's in the background, like, yeah, you're right. That's not got the courage enough to say. I got the courage to call it, and then once I see it, I'm gonna separate myself from it. I'm gonna get all the way away from it. I'm not playing none of them games, bro. Once I see that people trying to cause division and that's with anything, a woman, and you know, or a man, you got to get away from them. You got to get always. You're not going to flourish at all with that in your camp, at all, bro.
Nah,
no, at all, man.
Right. And sometimes people remove themselves from around you. You know, and it may hurt you to see them go, but you know, God don't make mistakes. So
at all.
If you ever had somebody in your life that's been that removed themselves from your life, and you didn't want to remove them from your life, and they automatically they just somehow something happened and they just removed themselves somehow, that was just God's plan, man, to remove them for whatever reason. You know, and sometimes it hurt to see them go. It hurt to see them go, but you gotta sometimes you gotta accept it and understand that, you know, God don't make no mistakes
at all.
At all. You know. And why do you think it's hard for us to kind of let things go sometimes? Like when we know something's bad for you, but you keep wanting it. Like, I want it back. I need it back. You know, I can't sleep. I can't eat.
But only people that can't let it go right away is real good-hearted people, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Like you got some people that can turn it off, like get out of here, because they might have been like after you go through it, you will become one of them people. But you want it to work. You know, they got good qualities. But the bad outweigh the good. And then we be wanting to make it even probably balance it out. We think we can fix it. There's no fixing it, bro.
And sometimes you might find yourself accepting certain things.
Exactly. Just for it to be cool and all right, cool. And you know damn well you ain't supposed to, man. I'm talking to a lady, man. I'm talking to her earlier today, man. And she explained about a certain situation that was going on in her life, man. And she like, yeah, man, dude just came home, whatever. He back with his baby, something, whatever. But he's supposed to be with her. And and I'm like, man, I told her the truth for something that I gotta follow. I'm like, she said, what'd she say? She said, am I being too nice, or do I stand on business? I said, listen, man, I ain't in there hating on no other man or whatever, but if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a goddamn duck. You got to love yourself more. And I was basically saying that to me. You got to love yourself. How many times, like you see the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Like certain things y'all might be cool for a minute, then it go back to that. Might be cool for a minute, then it go back. When is it going to start? Like I could see if it was going to another issue than the other, then we can fix these joints. But if it go back to the same thing all over the world, like come on, man, you got once you finally get to the point where but once you get over that, you'll never let another person do that to you again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, listen, what's going on with James and Dark Skin Beauty, man? I don't know what's going on, man. I've been seeing y'all, you know. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to James, man. I know James on Dark Skin Beauty line. You ain't low over here. Get out of here, boy.
But yeah, so yeah, he's like, but in jail, you know, the flip side in jail is like you're around some of the worst people. Conniving, cunning criminals.
I ain't gonna say the worst, the best.
I'm saying the best at what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
The best at criminality.
You're around the best at that, yeah. They got the best connivers in there, the best liars in there, the sturdiest men in there. You got the best at, like I said, there's a lot of people in jail. The Hispanic community, I done seen them take walkie radios and turn them into remote controls for the TV. How you turn that radio into a remote control? Make a tattoo gun out of a pair of clippers. It'll look like a tattoo gun on the street out of some clippers that they sell on commissary. Make concoctions. Like you got the best of everything in there. That piggyback off of what I just said is manipulators, you know, finessers.
Yeah.
All that.
You know, it's just like